flimsy poems that they print in these places. You're sort of like, what's going on here? What's the person trying to say? Whitman, you don't have any trouble figuring out what he's trying to say. So, you know, he's clear. So I think that's a big plus, too. The time will come. He's preaching me now. The time is coming, though I stop here today and tonight, that this is going to happen. Then he asks, what is it then between us? I hate to say these silly parallels that come to my mind, and you probably don't even remember this particular movie. But there was a narrative in this one movie recently where you could tell the guy had been reading Whitman. It was called Thin Red Line. How many saw that movie, A Thin Red Line? None of you saw it. It's a famous director, the guy, I think he directed Badlands. You know the director? What's his name? It's pretty famous. Starts with M. Maverick, something starting with M. He was a really cult movie maker. Anyway, around 10 years or 8 years ago, he did this movie, less than that, about 5 years ago, he did this movie, Thin Red Line, and the hero is in Guadalcanal. It has to do with the Battle of Guadalcanal. And the guy is always asking these questions to himself, just like this. What is it then between us? You know, what are we thinking now? And he's got his consciousness going, and the whole rhythm is Whitman. You can just hear it. If you take a look at that movie. In fact, the star of that movie is that Jim Caviezel. That's what he got started, who made the Passion of Christ movie. He was the star of that movie. So that's where he got his start, in the Thin Red Line. So, and then that's the question so always you get running through his mind. I can't remember who the director was, but it'll come to me. Starts with M, I guess. Anyway, what is it then between us? What is the count of the scores of hundreds of years between us? What is it? Hundreds of years. It is hundreds of years. He says, whatever it is, it avails not. Distance avails not. So you can understand what he's saying. This is not poetry that is obscure that you can't understand. Place avails not. It's a religious statement again now. These things matter or don't matter. Place, distance, I don't care where you are. I don't care what the time between us is. Here's what's the same. I too lived. Maybe you think I didn't. Maybe you think you're the only one who is living, and that's how it sometimes appears to one. But I too lived just like you. Brooklyn of Ample Hills was mine. Now it's supposed to be a huge slum, though it's being renewed. But that time for him, Brooklyn is of Ample Hills. It's a beautiful place. I too walked the streets of Manhattan Island and bathed in its waters around it. Not many people bathe in the waters around Manhattan Island today, except the Polar Bear Club or somebody who likes to get into polluted water. But they are cleaning it up, and there are people who do bathe. But it's not a swimming hole the way it was for him. I too felt the curious, abrupt questioning stir within me the sexual urges. In the day, among the crowds of people, sometimes they came upon me as he's walking among the crowds, the commuters. In my walks home late at night, the same walks that he'll be encountering Lincoln in the next one. Or as I lay in my bed, they came upon me. I, too, had been struck from the float. He made that word up, whatever it means. Forever held in solution. Something in the float of life was causing me to question whatever thing that I was part of in it. I too had received my identity by my body. You see, he's not like the Bhagavad Gita. This is an answer to things like the Bhagavad Gita. Not by my soul, by my body. That I knew was of my body. And what I should be, I knew it should be of my body. I'm not throwing this body away so we don't have contempt for this poor flesh. That I was. So he's really throwing himself right in the face of 2,500 years of Western philosophy and religion, don't you think, with these kinds of statements. Hasn't anyone else said it before? No, I don't think anyone did. They said, what, this is a dumb poet in America, some little, nobody from Long Island who didn't even go to college, he can set himself up against the great philosophers of the universe? Yeah, that's what the democratic man allows you to do. You don't have to go to Heidelberg or Cambridge or Oxford or someplace like that. Democratic man says you can talk, just plain talk, from nowhere. Okay, changes gears again. But there's a statement right there. It's not upon you alone the dark patches fall, the dark through its patches down on me. Nightfall, the dark is coming. I've experienced that. My great thoughts, I suppose, were not in reality meager. Were they not in reality meager? Nor is it you alone who know what it is to be evil. Now, here he defines what he considers evil. So again, more religious things. I don't consider that we think that this is terribly evil today. As I said, there's much bigger evils than this. Killing babies, putting people in gas chambers, genocide, lopping people's heads off, mugging people on the street, raping, things like that. I consider that's where the evil we are familiar with would be. But for him, it's like the 7 deadly sins, really. I blab too much.